But going into map 3, the drafts, the pick and ban stage, if you will. Picks and restrictions, as ITF likes to call it. And Angry Face, maybe they stick with the same again. It seems to start to work for them, but early Ulrich ban trying to single out Freak here.
Like that. Downside, you may have to play into a Rook, but the big combo was Rook Ulrich. It was the stun on the Ulrich charged M1 that was super working with the Rook. I suspect Atrocity Exhibition may still run the Rook just because August is so good on it, but it won't be nearly as lethal, and instead, they opt to lock in Ulder first.
And I like the Varesh pick on Angry Face. So Varesh, again, has so much utility in terms of his crush. His what?
Do we get Paloma Varesh?
Oh, that would be pretty crazy. We might. It's it can be a comfort pick, but again, Rygon coming out for Blackie, and then Rook for August 21st. You called it.
Yeah, so the Rook's still coming through, and that's going to combo pretty ugly with the Ulder because you just have big AoE damage as a follow-up to armor break, and that in and of itself is terrifying. I want to see Paloma Varesh mostly for nostalgic reasons because it was the first meta ever. Yeah. I think after Lucy meta kind of faded in like day 1 of Battlerite, then we started getting the Paloma Varesh meta, and it took ages, and it's not going to be banned out, so we may get it here.
Yeah, Lucy actually getting picked out here. Lucy, I do like that restriction on the side of Atrocity Exhibition, because especially Lucy is so good against peeling against Rook. But Blossom coming out.
This makes more sense than Paloma Varesh, even though I wanted it. The big benefit to Blossom Atrocity Exhibition and running a big burst comp, Blossom has a ton of utility to stop that burst from hurting nearly as bad, be it placing a tree aggressively, the Boom Loon Seed stuns, or even the Force Sanctuary just where the big burst of damage is about to happen. Yeah. There's a ton of things that Blossom can do to stop the big combos coming through, and buy time for what's going to be kind of a whistling game from Angry Face, using this Varesh to do big chunks of damage, yes, but over time, because it requires setup.
And I like the restriction on Iva for against Atrocity Exhibition, as Iva's really good. Again, that cleanse, that zap, can just remove the Hand of Judgment from Varesh, which is where he gets most of his damage. But it gives what they've been banning out for the last 2 maps on Atrocity Exhibition, and that's Destiny. So Destiny comes through, and they know.
Run from it. Destiny will still arrive.
Destiny still arrives. And the snap of a finger, and in we go. So round number 1 of map 3, Atrocity Exhibitions on match point. If they win this map, they move on to the last deciding round today, and a lot of damage coming out here against Blackie early. He just keeps getting
my lord!
He doesn't want to let up. The M2 coming up, but just missing it. Had that stun landed, that would have been the end of Blackie's life.
It almost was. The Blossom wasn't able to play forward and provide that support against burst we were talking about, and the burst has come through.
And they're not going to let up here. Atrocity Exhibition knows they can get this kill. Just the pressure onto Blackie. He can't escape, and August 21st did such a great job of zoning him in that corner. No escape for them, so Angry Face going down a character early, and they're going to try to push back, but they have done very little damage, only onto Old Door, but he is safe here in the back of Atrocity Exhibition.
That was meaningless, but it was a really nice Elder stuff.
It was good. It was good.
So, good round pickup just off the back of, I don't know, over-eagerness coming through from Blackie. He plays insanely aggressive, very far away from his team. He spends all of his defensive cooldowns and then says, I will bathe in your damage, and does.
And I don't know if he was expecting like a quick follow-up from the rest of his team, but he just hasn't gotten that. And that's been Angry Face's problem all match long, is that desync between Blackie and his teammates.
When Blackie over-engages, there should be follow-up, especially, I think, in this case, from the Blossom. It took us 2 maps to see the Paloma start playing more aggressive, and that really did work. So, yes, get back to that map 2 Paloma. See an aggressive support here.
Stun against Blackie, and Atrocity Exhibition might have been in some trouble, but really took almost 0 damage and traded out some more, and now big damage coming out here. Oldor can't escape it, finally getting away, but Crooks is in trouble. Crooks gets away from that one, excuse me, that was Varesh, not Oldor. Get him mixed up.
There's a lot of damage already being dumped onto this frontline Rook, and that's a good response. If they can get the Varesh to punish the Rook, they will win this round.
But unfortunately, it's 30% health difference, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's just so much spread out damage coming from this Destiny onto their backlines during that time. It's not a fair trade.
Ooh, keeping it right around. Angry Face got a second orb, but Atrocity Exhibition has the health advantage, which can be bigger than energy, and they actually have a lot of energy on their side. Coming in, August 21st gets the stun against Blackie. He wants to go all in on it, pushing away his support. Blackie wants in on it, but that's going to be a dangerous bit. Berserk coming out, and then the combo not there.
The Rook's overextended, though. There will be follow-up. Dance of the Dryades comes through. Time travel is instantly there to stop that punish from landing. That was almost devastating because they had a double ult and an overextended Rook.
Freak, been playing really support of his life in this game, or in this match. Coming in, Berserk not able to get any value yet. Atrocity Exhibition finally do they get this orb? They do. And able to tie up that orb control. They want to find a way in. Just haven't been able to find it. The ult coming out. Actually finding a lot of damage here.
Watch the pinball.
Turn back onto pinball.
Oh, the geometry.
Double good night, Angry Face.
The geometry, Jorvie. It was beautiful.
Protractor, TJ.
I had my protractor out and I was watching that setup and I was like, this is perfect. This is and then it was. Beautifully done, not kind of the nail in the coffin. The vast majority of that round was decided just by very aggressive center control. And like I said, even though there was the beginnings of a good shift in punish onto that Rook, while the Rook is engaging 1v3 and doing, losing slowly, the rest of the team is winning slowly, and that's an unfair trade.
And he really wasn't losing all that much. It took a while for him to lose any amount of health, and all he was doing was zoning.
One good setup. Yeah. They had one good setup, and time travel was there to stop it.
So Atrocity Exhibition rolling right now, turning right back
this
on.
Is separation.
To Rygon. Blackie's in trouble. Blackie trying to get out. And, just so much damage. And August 21st does not care.
Look at the lockdowns being used to lock down Blackie. They're trying for this orb, and again, there is so much defensive utility from Atrocity Exhibition invested to get that orb, and it is so worth it. They have time travel up now.
Pushing through. Looking for a way and actually spread out a little bit. Regrouping the Dance of the Dryades coming
this
out.
Combo.
It's gonna make
stuns!
The stuns! Oh! Time travel! And a lot of damage onto Blossom.
Only because that counter is popped is August still alive. They needed that orb, and even then it wasn't enough because Guess does find the damage alongside Crooks.
And now up on the top, Flappy Penguin. Trying to find any sort of trade. Blackie is low, but he's going to play back, not want to give a free trade away.
This needs to be onto the Blossom.
Response by Angry Face here. Guess cannot trade here against Blossom.
Oh, time travel, canceling out pinball, but they've already forced the outs.
Well, he was able to ult, and he goes down. And that's it. That was a good play, but it wasn't enough, not enough health to deal with it.
So that's such a fun combo because the ult starts and everyone goes, oh no, there's a pinball, spends their escape, and then the time travel comes through.
Yeah.
So they've spent their escape and then you can follow through. Didn't exactly find enough value, but it was a nice attempt. And the attempt with the ult combo with the Rook and the time travel, I was so on board. But they had the punish. This time it was again onto the Rook. It was again, okay, you've jumped in, you've spent your smash, you have no more iframes, and we're not going to hit your counter because we have enough AoE damage that we can just hammer home. Find, I think that was a 50% to 0 burst right there.
Yeah, it was.
That was big.
A lot, it just deleted, as we like to say. And Angry Face fighting back into it.
A lot from Crooks here.
Negated damage, though, that Crooks was getting onto August 21st.
Yeah, I'm really liking the Crooks the Crooks focused onto Rook because that's a good matchup if he can stay at distance, and he is, and he's finding so much good value.
Okay, August 21st actually taking a ton of damage here. He's trying to get out of it. The Hand of Judgment tried to get the Shatter on it, but he was able to get away from that, which would have been the death knell for August 21st. They will not let off on him. The time travel coming through, trying to get the big stun. Now the count, or the Berserk, they're able to actually trade for damage here. Blackie took the brunt of it.
So Dance of the Dryades was up for Guess. He could have used that to iframe, but he saved it for now.
Does get a little bit of value onto it. Atrocity Exhibition.
August is just completely unhindered there, just walking up and butting. He didn't need to spend any cooldowns. Now he will, but his counter's popped, and that's enough. Time travel will be for the orb.
Goes down. Atrocity Exhibition still have yet to confirm it, and they do right there. Atrocity Exhibition getting their second orb, getting a lot more energy. It's just going to be a setup as everybody's gearing up. Wanting to get that first rush, gets a big stun and a lot of damage onto Varesh. They're trying to go onto him, another stun coming out, and finally gets away after a little bit of damage onto Varesh. Now they're just going to push on him. He's losing all of his health. All of a sudden, August 21st, where did his health go? And it capped away.
Oh!
Crush comes through for Angry Face.
Crux, that was so good. That's 2 in a row. First, he's able to kinetic strike away from that time travel and just read it so well. It's obvious where August is going to go. He has the instant punish. Then he snatches away that orb. Beautiful combo, and now Crux and the rest of his team are in complete control of this round. As it shrinks, watch for a major powers combined potential.
Owen gets stunned out of it, gets away from the stun.
There it is.
August 21.
There it is.
Get it. August 21st goes down, and Angry Face will all but assuredly tie this up, and just like that, Oldor goes down, and Flappy Penguin isn't going to be able to do much here, as he's going to ult.
You
and
say that?
Yeah, back and forth, got a lot of damage out, but
Wasn't bad.
Not enough.
Wasn't bad at all as a desperate 1v3. But yes, that was a shift, and so much of that shift I want to give credit to Crux. Guess also played a little bit more aggressively as we were looking for. This doesn't mean that he was finding major damage, because that's not really his role. But what he was doing was having those boom balloon seeds out, finding stuns, creating opportunities, and that created a complete vacuum of pressure around Crux. So he's then the player just dumping damage in completely unhindered. Atrocity Exhibition need to pressure him.
It felt like they were kind of baiting August 21st in, because they got a lot of damage on him, being aggressive with the rushes, and then being like, all right, now you have nothing, and not hitting his counter, which is...
They've identified the problem.
Yeah.
You can see they're already paying a lot of attention to Crux.
Yeah, absolutely. Crux has been just a pain in the butt for Angry Face. But Atrocity Exhibition getting a little bit of push here. Big damage coming on the side of Flappy Penguin.
Watch this on the
And the Oldor ult going to get the double stun. Moves through. Actually, it's not a double stun. He was able to zap out of it.
That was a very, very good job defensively, putting that Forest Sanctuary already out from Guess. It saves them probably Guess's life. I bet he dies without that Forest Sanctuary put out just in front of the time travel.
Counter not hit. Now they're going to turn on August 21. Wanting that support freak, keeping August 21 alive, but Angry Face push in on it. Blackie wants that one, and then he saw it. August 21st saw it, wanted to go in on it, has nothing again. Angry Face has shut it out.
Atrocity Exhibition have no utility for this orb, so they lose it, and now they may actually be in trouble because they're not going to have anything for a while. Guess has Dance of the Dryads. They're going to look for a big value ult here.
Owen getting pushed back and forth. August 21st could be in trouble. Waiting for that first opportunity. The counter's down.
Oh.
Blackie knows it. He's going to push him right back out. But Flappy Penguin's out here just doing a lot of damage from the top. No one's really seeing him right up there. There's not much they can do about it.
They successfully bait out everything. You see Dance of the Dryads and Powers combined both get nothing for Angry Face. It's flipped now. Atrocity Exhibition are in full control with the orb.
Pushing down. This could be a deciding ult, but flipped away. Nothing
Another
out
orb
of it
though.
for Oldor.
Because of the zone they get with that ult, theoretically they get an easy orb.
So, Atrocity Exhibition just want to control here, waiting on a good big in cap on the Blackie. That could be deadly, but the parry comes out. It doesn't keep him alive. And another big damage. The pinball comes out and getting that damage against Angry Face. And Varesh goes down, and Atrocity Exhibition get right back into it.
Nicely done. Instant follow-up there from Flappy. He's been very on point with those Destiny ults, which is hard to do for a layman like me. But seeing him consistently just know the bounces.
Right on that corner, yeah.
Yeah, know the bounces, know when his opponents have stepped in those invisible lines where you can get multiple hits. It's such a good follow-up, especially when you've already got stuns on the cards. This is a much better look from both teams here. I think we have a match on our hands.
Yeah, absolutely. But Atrocity Exhibition, they could have snowballed out of control after Angry Face took 2 quick games. But able to not get overly aggressive again.
Look at how
to find it, a lot of damage coming out of Flappy Penguin.
Every time parry comes through, look at how much damage is just dumped onto Blackie.
Yeah.
Every single time. They start with the older AoE, just finding big burst right there. Now they're going to play back and instantly follow up. Lockdown, used to find the stun. Rook goes in.
The tree's not going to block it away either. August 21st,
time travel.
going in on it. Time travel aggressively gets the stun, and they want to move in on it. Blackie,
they don't hit his counter.
Him away. He can't do it. Blackie's in trouble. Blackie is dead, and Angry Face has no answer.
I think they actually kind of cause their own undoing. They don't hit the counter, which is very good, but then that forces the rest of Atrocity Exhibition to push forward. They say, oh no, our Rook's in trouble. Let's all go in and find an opportunity.
It really just didn't matter. Had it hit the counter, they hit the counter, they don't hit the counter. Atrocity Exhibition's going in. They just had superior positioning and all of the utility to go in on Angry Face.
Ooh, it's a pinball. Again, good value.
He's super good on that pinball. High score, if you will.
Someone called Destiny. Or somebody call Activision. I found a new Destiny expansion.
Well, there you go.
Very well
So
done.
Atrocity Exhibition in one game or one round can decide a 3-map sweep to move on to the final deciding round in the playoffs.
And I would feel so bad because this wasn't a 3-map sweep. That is not an accurate representation of what has been happening.
Yeah.
But it would look so bad on their scorecard. You've got to hope there's a little bit left in the gas here for Angry.
Well, they're not out of it just yet, but they have no more buffer room to work with.
They have to, I think, really shift the focus off of Crooks. The second he's been pressured like so, they've really struggled to find the big value. If they can maybe use Guess a little bit more defensively, use him as that front line almost, maybe there's an opportunity.
Black Penguin's so smart with that cancel, forcing out the parry against Blackie, and Blackie has been harassed ever since that happened. Just a lot of damage coming out. August 21st has the support, and they're not going to get any trade for that. And Angry Face already struggling here. Blackie just taking a ton of damage.
And they're trying to heal up through it, but because now they're playing defensive, they have no center control as this orb comes up.
Angry Face wants this, but it's pulled right back into Angry Face. They actually get it.
Good boulder. Very well done as that orb controlled utility, and now they have yet more follow-up.
Oh, and Flappy Penguin gets a big
cap.
orb. Oh, it's a Blossom. Blossom has no help.
Time
from
travel?
100 to 25 in less than a second. Time travel not going to land it, though. And now coming through August 21st, going to get the stun, and Blackie is deleted. Atrocity Exhibition are, if this stays, and it looks like it will, as the damage coming out, the stun coming through, and Varesh going down, that is going to be it, and they will move on to the next and final round to try to fight into the playoffs.
They need to beat the winner of our next match, though, so they're by no means safe, but that was, dare I say, an exhibition. That was very, very intelligent Battlerite, constantly adapting to what was getting thrown at them. Angry Face did not play poorly. You repeatedly saw them make smart changes, consistently have star performances. It was Guess on the Paloma, then Crooks on the switch over to Varesh, really took over the game.
Flappy Penguin baited out in that last game specifically. He had baited out so much. A lot of that early damage on